Okay, let's jump right in. If you're anywhere near the world of digital business, you know things are changing at lightning speed. And to keep up, companies need tech that's, well, a lot more like a set of Legos and a lot less like a giant block of concrete. That's where this new acronym is popping up everywhere, MACH. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly what MACH is and why it's pretty much reshaping the future of digital architecture.
Here's what we've got on tap. We're going to define what MACH even means. Then we'll look at the hard data behind why it's blowing up. After that, we'll cover its 5 biggest advantages, pit it against the old way of doing things, and then get real about some of the challenges. Sound good? Let's go. So first things first, what is MACH? At its heart, it's really a set of principles for building modern software. And the absolute best way to get it is to just break down the acronym, letter by letter.
First up, the M stands for microservices. So instead of building one single gigantic application where everything is tangled together, you build it out of lots of small, independent services. Think about it. Your shopping cart, your search bar, your product reviews, they're all separate little programs. The amazing part is your team can go in and completely overhaul the search feature without any risk of accidentally breaking the checkout process. It's a game changer. Next, we've got A for API first. Now, an API, or application programming interface, think of it like a universal translator or a plug adapter. In a MACH world, every single one of those microservices we just talked about is designed from day one to communicate with other services through these APIs. This makes it super easy to, say, plug in a new payment system or connect to some cool new marketing tool you found. The C is for cloud native. This one's pretty straightforward. It just means the whole system is built to live and breathe in the cloud. You get all those awesome cloud benefits, right? Like you can scale up your power for a massive holiday sale and then scale it right back down the next day, all on demand, without having to buy and maintain a warehouse full of physical servers. And finally, H is for headless. This one is huge. It means the front end, the part your customer actually sees and interacts with, like the website or the mobile app, is totally separate from the back end, which is where all the data and the business logic lives. The genius here is that you can use one single back end to power a website, a phone app, a smartwatch, maybe even a smart fridge someday, all without having to rebuild the core system every single time. So you put all that together, microservices, API first, cloud native, and headless, and what do you actually get? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a set of digital building blocks. Instead of being stuck with some huge pre-built system that does everything okay but nothing great, you get to pick and choose the best tools for every single job. You can grab the best search tool, the best content manager, the best payment processor, and compose your absolute perfect tech setup. Now, that all sounds great on paper, right? But is this just some tech world hype, or is it the real deal? Let's switch gears and look at the actual data. This isn't just a cool concept, it's a massive industry shift that's already well underway. Let's start with a big number, 60%. And that 60% comes from Gartner, a name you definitely know. They're predicting that by 2027, more than half of all e-commerce solutions out there will be built using these MACH principles. So yeah, this isn't some niche little trend. It's on a fast track to becoming the new standard. And what about the return on investment? Does it actually pay off? Well, data from the MACH Alliance shows that a whopping 85% of companies that have invested in this kind of architecture are already seeing a real, tangible return. This proves it's not just a tech upgrade, it's a smart business move. And the stats just keep rolling in. McKinsey found that companies can slash their operational costs by up to 30%. Gartner reports that 83% are getting new products and features out the door faster. And maybe the most telling stat of all, 91% of IT leaders say that MACH is absolutely critical for their company's future success. The numbers really do speak for themselves here. So we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the good stuff, the real, tangible benefits. What do you actually get when you go with a MACH architecture? There are 5 huge advantages. All right, first up, agility. This means you can react to what's happening in the market in weeks, not years. Second, flexibility, which is all about being able to pick the absolute best tool for every single job. Third, personalization, so you can deliver those unique one-to-one experiences that customers pretty much demand now. Fourth, scalability. This is about handling those massive traffic spikes like during a Black Friday sale without your site crashing. And finally, number 5, speed, just pure speed. Your teams can push out new features and updates way faster than the competition.
To really understand why Mac is so different, it really helps to compare it to the old way of doing things, what we call the monolithic system. So let's put them head to head. The difference here is just, it's night and day. A monolith is one giant tangled system. MACH is a team of independent specialists. With a monolith, making even a small change is a huge, risky project. With MACH, you just update one small service at a time. And scaling? To scale a monolith, you have to scale the entire system, which is crazy inefficient. With MACH, you just give more power to the one piece that's working hard. It's really the difference between having to rebuild your whole house just to renovate the kitchen. Okay, now let's be real. It's not all a walk in the park. Making the switch to MACH is a huge deal, and it's really important to have a balanced perspective. It comes with its own set of challenges that any company needs to think about seriously. First, there's integration complexity. Getting all these shiny new services to talk to your old existing systems, that takes some serious planning. Second, you need new skill sets. Your teams need to be experts in microservices, APIs, and cloud technologies. This isn't business as usual. Third, the initial cost of ownership can be high. It's an investment in the future, for sure. And finally, you have to be careful about vendor lock-in, making sure your building blocks don't tie you so tightly to one company that you can't switch later. So what it really all boils down to is this one core trade-off. Monolithic systems seem simpler at the beginning, but that simplicity almost always turns into painful rigidity and a mountain of technical problems down the road. MACH architecture, on the other hand, is definitely more complex to set up, but the payoff is incredible long-term flexibility and the freedom to evolve and adapt no matter what the future throws at you. And that brings us to the final question you have to ask yourself. As technology keeps getting faster and faster, the ability to adapt isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's essential for survival. So, is the future of your digital world going to be built like a fortress, rigid and hard to change? Or is it going to be built with blocks, ready to be taken apart and reassembled for whatever comes next?